People going live on a Thursday. Got no girl in the crib and I'm thirsty. What's going on? Frank, Major Pain 82 says, I say again, I can't stay long, but your comedy is hilarious. Not hilarious enough to keep you around, Major Pain. And yet another username that insists in putting the year they were born. Why do you gotta let the people know you're that old? People got no business knowing how old you are. You gotta be a little mysterious online, man. You can't just be going on there putting your date of birth. You might as well put your social security after that. Yeah, you see, this is me being mysterious, wearing sunglasses indoors in a green screen. Am I wearing pants? It's a mystery. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Miami Comedy Podcast. It's good to be back recording another episode. So it turns out 90% of Greenland is all indigenous. Like, no one wants to go there. So now all of a sudden we want to go there. This is fascinating. I always, for some reason, I thought Greenland was like, you know, like when you go to like, I don't know, like Arizona, like it's like a place with mountains, but like it's still got a city. Like I was thinking Greenland is like Sweden or something, where it's like, you know, cities and skyscrapers and stuff. But it turns out, no, it's mostly, so we as Americans, we're just gonna do this all over again. We're just gonna be like, you know, seeing indigenous people doing their thing and be like, all right, you know, you guys have been doing this long enough. You guys are still doing the same thing? Greenland is the largest island in the world since the larger Australia is regarded as a continental landmass. We should go to Australia too, fuck it. They speak English already. Yeah, we just show up and be like, all right, you guys have been putting shrimps on the Barbie long enough. I don't know what this thing with kangaroos is all about, but this shit ends now. Can an American eagle pick up a kangaroo? Greenland, being the largest island in the world, is so vacant. Think of all the territory. Think of all the property. Think of all that space, all the parking lots that can be built if the people of Miami went over. I'm just saying, we already do enjoy being in the island culture. We do like seeing the ocean. Sure, the temperature isn't the same, but I'm sure something can be arranged. I mean, think of how overcrowded we are here in the city of Miami and how Greenland is looking really nice based on all that space. Now, some people might be listening to me right now and saying, I ain't going there. Well, look, let's say if the majority of Miami moved there, your favorite part of it, the majority of that moved over there. The hot girls, the nightlife, the vices, and Greenland became Miami on ice. You know you would go, and you know you would participate. You say no to the idea because you're so acclimated to the Miami culture. It's deep in your personality. It's deep in there. It's embedded. You are one with it. If the majority of that moved to an area that had colder temperatures, you would do it. Because let's face it, people say they come to Miami for the sun. No, they don't. No, that's just a perk. That's just a perk. Besides, the sun isn't really that sunny around here. Sure, you get some nice days occasionally, but then what happens? It starts raining out of nowhere. You get in the shade, the humidity will get to you. And sometimes it just becomes so hot that you don't even want to go outside. The heat wave can give you a heat stroke. So to say that the reason why everyone's moving to Miami is because of the weather, that's not it. That's not true at all. If Miami were to go to Greenland, think of all the things that we can build there that we don't have enough space to do here. Do you know how many amazing nightclubs could open if it was more affordable? You know how many concepts there are floating out there? Just a bunch of guys in a Flanagan's parking lot drinking Four Locos talking about their nightclub business dreams, but they just don't have the funding for it. You go to Greenland, open a nightclub the shape of an igloo, and, you know, spend what, $20K doing that? That's easy. You bring in some Latina bunnies there. You bring some promoters there. We wouldn't say we colonized, even though we'll probably be building high rises and nightclubs, and maybe there'll be a Flanagan somewhere there as well. But the main way to really colonize is if we start bringing in the promoters, you know? Imagine getting the promoters that are so good that they can bring a whole boat full Miami girls to go to a nightclub in the Greenland. And they would love it. They would absolutely love it. They would take photos. Instagram worthy. You know, they can say they're cultured. They can put it in their bio, MIA, what is it? GRLND? Whatever. How much is a cocktail in Greenland? I'm sure it's not $30. You're up. The same way Dubai, for some reason, got a connection to Miami is the same way we can make a connection from Miami to Greenland. Can you take a direct flight from Miami to Greenland? I'm sure you can. There's nothing in between, just the ocean, right? This is bound to happen. Picture a one-bedroom, one-bathroom over there. You look outside the window, there's a glacier. That's oceanfront property, technically. You know the people of Miami that are real estate agents are going to love saying that. All the realtors of Miami unite and start selling some property. It should be the other way around. Well, instead of paying Greenlanders $100,000 to move to the United States, we should pay the people of Miami $100,000 to move to Greenland. That's it. That's exactly what should happen. We are so overcrowded in Miami that we should start paying some of the locals to start building high rises over there and start all the businesses they've wanted to build here in Miami, but they can't because of zoning laws or whatever's going on here that mom and pop shops can't happen in this city. Now we could do it in Greenland and just bring in the Miami culture to it. You know how like they have the upside down world in Stranger Things? It's the upside down world for Miami where you go, it's still Miami, but the temperature's different. Sure, there's ice sheets and penguins, but we could deal with that. You know how much of a flex it would be on Instagram where instead of chickens running around in your Hialeah efficiency, you're now standing in front of an igloo with some penguins? That's a flex. And then what are you going to be doing after that? You're going to go dog sledding. Now, I know the locals of Miami are probably going to get upset when they see a husky and it's not a pit bull. You know, unfortunately, pit bulls don't have the fur for Greenland temperatures. We're still going to complain because that's very Miami of us to do, right? Why are these dogs so nice? How come they're not growling? My pit bull will be barking by now, huffing and puffing his chest. All these dogs in this dog sled would have been bitten by now if my pit bull was here. Yeah, I think that's the next big move. I think Miami has got the potential to move to the largest island and then just bring the whole culture there. I mean, the Denmark culture is in Greenland. There's only 57,000 people. Kendall has more people than Greenland. I just think about all the space, man, and all the traffic that we can avoid. We don't even gotta get in our cars. We just the dog sled and or put on those tennis rackets under our feet. We're already playing. What do we play? Like pickleball? We already got the footwear for it. I don't know. What happens if we do end up paying Greenland $100,000 to become United States citizens? You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna come to Miami. They're gonna look at all their options and they're gonna be like, all right, we're going to Miami with this $100,000 payout. We're gonna go to the best city in the United States. And as soon as we pull up, we're going to rent a Lambo and we're going to be selling e-courses. You know what? The people of Miami should be selling an e-course about how to go become a citizen in Greenland to make $100,000 and then come back to Miami. Do you want to make the fastest 6 figures you ever made in your life? This is me in front of my Lambo to let you know that I'm better than you. And I'm about to go flip another $100,000. Why? Because I became a Greenland citizen in less than 24 hours. You can too. Click the link in bio. Because what's going to happen if you give them $100,000, they're going to look at their options. They're going to say, of course, we're going to Miami. If you didn't give them $100,000, they would have to go to more affordable places. They would have to go to the Midwest. They would have to work in the farmlands, right? And they're already accustomed working with nature. But as soon as you give them 6 figures, they're going to come here and they're going to go to the Miccosukee. They're going to start renting the cars. They're going to start flaunting it, right? You're going to immediately turn them into local Miami citizens if you give them $100K. Because what are they going to do with $100K in any other city other than flash it in front of people's faces in Miami? They've been riding dog sleds. Of course, they're going to switch up and start riding luxury cars, valet. And how upset are they going to be when they show up and start eating fancy and they realize that the stuff that they were getting back home, they could easily hunt for it and it'd be just as luxurious, right? Do you guys want to try the brand new seal blubber on pumpernickel bread? I used to eat that back home. That's a luxury here. Let's flip it. If Miami did end up going to the Greenlands, we would probably still claim being nomadic hunters. But we hunt for like the happy hour specials, or we hunt for like a parking spot. But we would still claim to be nomadic hunters. And then once the people from Greenland get the Miami culture in them and they're fully local Miami people, they're going to go back to Greenland to visit their motherland, and they're going to look at us like, y'all still living like this? They're going to pull up in fur coats from Miami to Greenland. And then when the Miami people go back to Miami, they're going to be wearing the Eskimo clothes when the weather just dips to like 60 degrees to like flex on everybody else that they finally upgraded that old 2002 Miami Heat's hoodie that they never upgraded. Like, look at me now. All right, with the face still on it. I think that would be a very interesting thing to see, right? The cultural clash of Greenland and Miami. I wonder if the people of Greenland would like Miami music. Maybe something like cumbia, right? It's a very grassroots approach to Latino music. When Miami sees the Greenland's people music, it'll be like, you guys ain't got no bongos around here. What's going on? I think this is going to be an amazing year. Just the way it started. And I think that Miami is really on the map to make a huge difference all over the world. The people that live in Miami from Venezuela, they got a major up this year. The military's eyeing Cuba. The Cubans here in Miami are excited. There's a lot going on in our city. You might as well just add Greenland in the mix. And I think this would be the best opportunity. People of Miami going to Greenland and the people of Greenland coming to Miami. That's how we do it around here in the 305. Let's get into these shows. All right, so Mondays and Fridays, Thank You Miami. However, because of the game, there is no comedy show this Monday at Thank You Miami, but we'll be back on Friday. Then there's no Saturday show at Blackbird Ordinary. However, we do have a Sunday show for this weekend and the following weekend, and guess what we named it? Still Lit Sunday. You already know. You already know how we do. Then after that, we're back at Saturday night shows. So Lit Saturdays back at Blackbird, January 31st. To end the first month of the year just right, we back on a Saturday. Yay. 2026 is a very interesting year for Miami comedy because we're taking it slow. We're making it exclusive. That's right. If you want to be exclusive, visit miamicomedy.com because the brand new era of our community is in the horizon. Better shows, more exclusivity, more VIP. And you too can become one once you sign up. All right, we're going to be starting a texting community, if not already. But we're going to blow this up. And if you're in the know, you're in the know. Thanks for tuning into the podcast, everybody. I'll see you on the next episode.